people. So here we are, YouTube, family, friends, other board game devotees. Here we go, War Room with minis, prototypes. So here we are. This is the whole War Room map set up. Pretty impressive, pretty cool. Set up with minis, so you might recognize these pieces. So I wanted to show you the production charts and just do a little quick grasshopper battle dice right there. Little quick explanation about bidding. So you see this right here. This is the Eastern Front game, and this is the incomes that are received in the Eastern Front game. 7 nations for the Germans and the full Russian contingent. And there we are. Beautiful. And you'll notice that in this game, the Russians actually get more oil than the Germans. Now, that means that the Russians can go first, as I mentioned in my German video, which means that the which means the Russians can go first, and they can push into, take the battle into gray territory. Okay. So what are some strategies for bidding? You're doing your own P charts, and here it is. I'm knocking pieces around, which is probably one of the reasons why they went with discs. But anyways, here we go, setting it up. So here's Russia and the OMP charts, operations and production, and Russia and Germany. Germany is all set. There it is. All right, and that's going to be a Caucasus push. So you're going to push everything forward to squeeze through to produce some units that go into the Caucasus. Hopefully, push everything from Poland, Bulgaria, and Ukraine through, and even if he converges on Ukraine, might be able to get a few through. Particularly if we put Belarus in there. But we didn't. We put Belarus into an assault on Leningrad. So hopefully we'll grab Leningrad or contest it, and we'll hold Caucasus, which has one of our oils, and grab 2 oils from him. And again, that would tip the scales for bidding in the oil production. And then you can bid crazy good stuff. I mean, you can produce crazy good stuff like tanks, or you can bid to go first. Now, I think bidding first is worth it. Let's talk about bidding. So we have right here in Russia, we're going to bid 5. Now the Germans over here, turn 1. Let's see here, turn 1. They're going to bid 2. Just a suggestion, because I'm not going to let them get away with it. I'm not going to choose 0 just in case he chose just 1. And then, because what we want is, we want him thinking he's got to bid 5. Because I've got 4, he's got to bid 5. Because if he thinks I'm going to bid 2 or 1 or 0, he might bid 1, 2, or 3, and then all of a sudden next turn, even if I saved every one of my oils, he might be able to still get the first bid. So one of the things we're trying to do here, I'm going to spend 5. He'll have 1 left over, either to produce. He's going to spend 2, and he's going to have 2 left over. Next turn, he's going to have 6. Next turn, this guy's going to have 7. Now, we're hoping that the Russian guy, confident in his abilities, you know what, we're going to change this to a 1. We're going to change this to a 1. Germany is changing to a 1, so he'll have 3 plus 4 equals 7. He'll bid 5, have 1 left over, and that will equal 7 next turn. So it'll be even. It'll be he'll have 3 and 4, that's 7, and he'll have 6 and 1. That'll be 7. So at least you'll be tied. And then you have the Wild West. Is he going to bid 7 in order to go first? Is he going to bid 0? So anyways, it contests it. And it's, you want to have a confusing situation with the bids. You don't want him to be thinking, you never bid? And you don't want to be thinking, golly, I'm going to bid 6 when I only really need to bid 5. And, like I said, maybe he bids 4. It's a psychological game we're playing here. The bidding is an interesting factor in the whole thing. If you do bid 0, if Germany did bid 0, and you, like I said, you were found out to be a player who bids 0 once in a while, then you would obviously have 8, and then you would be able to outbid him no matter what. But if you become known as a person who bids 0, then guess what? He's going to bid 1 or 2, get away with it, and then you're stuck in the same situation. So we're pretty serious bidders, and we see the advantage of bids. I played against other people who will bid at most 1 or 2, and just sort of let me go first most of the time. That's fine too. I would think there's, like I said, no, I haven't said it yet because I erased that video. There's going to be a huge debate. Are you a producer or a bidder? If you're a producer, you're expecting that your numbers are so going to overwhelm going first. So, for instance, let's look at this. And bidding has to do with all of this. So look at this. 2, 4, 6. Airplanes don't count. Okay, he's got 4, 5. So he pushes in here, and this guy is going to be pinned. He can't move. So yeah, there you go. So if Caucasus pushes into here with this, and from Bryansk, he's got 1, 2, and then 4 is 6, 7, plus the 4 is 11, 12. So there's 12 units that can move into there. No! And 12 units can pin. So this is only 6. Let's check this out. If we pushed in from Bulgaria, which is a pretty likely move, right? 2, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. So if he moves everything from these 3 into here, and the Russians bring Bryansk and Caucasus in, never seen that happen before, right? Then this guy is going to be able to squeeze past this Russian assault, and he's going to be able to sort of squirt 2 out, so to speak. Now, if you pushed in with these three units as well, the Belarus soldiers, then you would have 17 versus 12. You'd be able to push 5 through. Now, he in the background. Okay, in the background, he's got 3, 4. So there you go. So he's going to be able to squeeze 5 through, and obviously you could fly the air units through. This obviously is anticipated a huge battle in Ukraine. You should anticipate that. He's got the oil there, and oil dominates this game. Oil's pretty big, Caucasus. So southern push, and I'm going to recommend that. And I'm going to Russia, I'm going to plan it. I think Finland's a trap. So Finland here with Leningrad and Karelia can push in and overwhelm these forces. But if he does, these forces are out of position, okay? They're going to be over here. We already know there's going to be a huge battle in Ukraine. Ukraine is literally 2 spaces away from Moscow. You put this 2 forces of your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 of your 9 forces in Finland, 2 away from Moscow. Even by rail, you'd have to, depending on how you did it, you might be able to get your men out of there and back to Moscow next turn. No, I'm sorry, you'd have to walk because the rail line ends in Finland, of course, because it's a Finnish rail line. So it ends and it doesn't continue into Russia. So therefore, you have to walk back into Karelia, walk back to Archangel, walk back. So these forces would be completely out of position. So Finland is a trap. Don't go there. And of course, it exposes your middle, Bryansk, because if he is able to take Leningrad, if he's able to take Ukraine or Caucasus, every one of those, including Belarus, 4 different areas touch Bryansk. And then all of a sudden, knife is at your throat. So do not attempt a Finland invasion, unfortunately. It's a trap. It's a trap! So there you go. So what are we going to do is, so we are going to pin as much as we can into Ukraine. We're going to make the battle for Ukraine powerful. And then I think what we're going to do is hold our ground in Leningrad and even sort of push some troops, surrounding troops in there. 66, 74th. I like being aggressive. You know what we'll do? We're going to do? We're going to actually push into Belarus. We need to take a territory. We need to cause him stress. We're not going to do that with Ukraine. We can't do that with Finland. So we're gonna try a Bryansk push into there. We'll be able to go first, pin those units down. He won't be able to help out Ukraine. That's a good idea. Leningrad, 67th, is going to go in and pin the troops in Belarus. And then we're going to move things around so we protect Leningrad from being captured, because it is a 3 stress. And we're going to try to protect it with the 74th. 66, we're going to capitulate Karelia. And then we're going to move our Muscovites into Bryansk, as well as our to 34th and I think it's the 26th. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to see if we have any movements left over to move air into one of those battles to make sure we grab it. Okay, let me do that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I did my orders, and here they are, if you wanted to take a picture. Here it is, screenshot. 34th out there is going to come to Bryansk. Okay. The Amur army is going to come to Bryansk. The Bryansk force and the Caucasus force is going to push into Ukraine. The Leningrad force is actually going to push into Belarus. Now, I want to actually win something. I want to put stress on him. So I think Belarus is the key. Plus, I'm going to pin his units here because I have more of them, and he won't be able to go into Ukraine with them, therefore push through the Caucasus. Pin these guys, then I hold these guys. Nobody goes to Caucasus. Okay? Unless he did a crazy move, Baltic state to Belarus to Ukraine, in which case then we'd have an issue. But since I'm Germany, he didn't. Just kidding. Yeah, playtesting. So then the 66th Army from Karelia is going to move into Leningrad to support that. And my Air Force, my planes from both Karelia and Moscow are going to support the Belarus attack so we can finish that. And hopefully we will end the turn owning Belarus. He hopefully we'll probably have a contested Leningrad and a contested Ukraine. If he snuck in, he could sneak into Karelia, but of course I'm Germany, so he didn't. But that is a possible move. Because, like I said before, maybe by now we all know Finland is a trap on the Eastern Front. All right, that's the moves, and I will... oh, by the way, I did something a little special down the bottom here. See if anybody recognizes this. So I think this actually could be, both are good, but this might be good for those who play diplomacy. Army Karelia to Leningrad, Army Bryansk to Ukraine, Army Ka to Bry, Army Amur to Bry, Army Caucasus to Ukraine, Army Volg to Caucasus, Army Plain Kar to Len, Plain Moscow to Bel, Army Len to Bel. So that's a diplomacy way of doing things. And of course, if there's multiple command stacks in there, that would be confusing. But at the beginning of the game, there's not. So, just trying to streamline it, particularly when you have these, this is a little bit of a, Either or is accurate, but just trying, especially in a place like Ukraine, when this gets stacked, this is going to be a mess. The bigger board is better. I actually have a bigger board right here. It's a mouse pad board. It's the 47-inch, I think it is. But this is the updated map. So one of the things, joys about playtesting, you get stuff that's out of date, but cool. Really cool. So, all right, that's Minis Eastern Front. Get your game, set that up, roll it out and see how it works. I'm going to try to roll that out a little later tonight, if I can. Over and out. Crockett 36, out.